Whether you love to watch home design shows, shop for new accessories, or follow your favorite designers on Instagram, we're lucky to have one of the best in our studio today. Joining us is Kris Keller, a high-end designer, and also Michael Abney, who is a design fan and also a realtor who knows good design when he sees it. Welcome to Real Life, Kris and Michael. So glad you both could join today. Kris, you do amazing design work. You have for decades.
Thank you.
And I think our viewers would love to hear what are the latest trends in color and lighting and that kind of thing. And Michael, you jump in too.
I will.
In the design world, everything goes, and that's exciting. It's also overwhelming because we have access as we never have before to literally everything in the world. We go online, we look, we search, and it becomes overwhelming very quickly because there are so many options and it's limitless, and we don't know where to really order things from or what to expect or how to assemble all of these various beautiful pieces to create an environment that is personally wonderfully our own, but that also flows and has good harmony, balance, scale, and all the moving parts work together.
There's a lot of choices and a lot of websites, like you said.
Oh my gosh.
What do y'all? Where are people looking? Instagram, Pinterest. Where else?
Amazon.
Amazon.
So many people just order off of Amazon. Like they'll order their furniture and just have it delivered to
Well,
their
and
house.
in terms of, I think, looking just to get ideas. You know, House was the gold standard, and I do think that it's still very popular. But I would say Pinterest has outdistanced just about every other source as being an online, purveyor of what's available. A lot of great magazines, Domino is one, that have gone virtual. So everybody's kind of getting on the bandwagon. There are smaller boutique resources that are now compelling us to look at what they have to offer. Domino, just a great example. They have their magazine, but now you can follow them online. They'll send you emails, and they have found and researched where you can purchase everything in a room setting. So it's, it's a very kind of sleuthy, cool, hybrid new direction. And I'm excited to see that, and we're seeing that a lot more often.
So when you're talking to clients and when you're talking to your buyers and sellers and they're thinking about their homes and how they want their environment to be, what's the advice that you're giving them?
We always have a conversation about their life and like what's their lifestyle. Are they working from home? Do they have to go in? Like what are the things that they have to consider about the home? Because space, like houses are getting more expensive now because of the demand, and it's at a premium. So every inch of that house needs to make sense. So, people don't use, as for instance, they don't use dining rooms as much as they used to. So there's these spaces that are empty. Well, they can't be empty anymore. So they have to what am I going to do with that space?
Yeah, Kris, what are you seeing with dining rooms?
I see a little bit. I want to just speak to the idea of utilizing a home a little bit differently. We really work with our clients to be heart-centric. What does that mean? Lead with your heart, follow your heart. What is it that is important to you in your home? You may have a dining room that never gets used, but you absolutely love it. I will testify. And so then that is very important. It's important to my well-being. Each of us have our own ideas about our style of living. We used to call it lifestyle. I refer to it as our style of living. And we each have our own really personalized imprint. It has to be a bit fluid to be able to transition with what is occurring today, tomorrow, next week. Very fast-moving target.
What are some examples? When you say fluid, what do you mean? We have to use our home, have different uses for the rooms, or?
I mean that it is what is important to us has absolutely changed so much with the pandemic and with the advent of working from home. We have to be fluid in our understanding of what home represents for us. What supports us best today. And it may not be a complete reinvention of every room, but it also could be an ability to move things from space to space, to just have that internal flow and freedom to feel as if the pieces that you have are there not because they fit or they don't fit, but because you love them. And in that passion for that piece, it will find itself in different areas of your home, and you lovingly have that opportunity to keep things moving to suit your needs today.
Does that make sense, Michael?
It does. And like what I notice is like now people are interested in like Zoom rooms and like more technology in their house, and like being in this business for
We do
like
a lot
7,
of
8
Zoom
years.
rooms.
Do you?
Isn't that interesting now to like have that be a concept?
We've
of,
done
like,
them in our own design studio. We've created 4 different Zoom spaces, and it's really fun. And we do that a lot with wall covering as an accent. And so, it's the pendulum, which is constantly swinging back and forth, which now I've never not adored wall covering, and I've always incorporated it into our design because to me, it's a classic embellishment, and it's another way of demonstrating and showcasing and surrounding ourselves with our own personal love fest. That's what our homes are about. What is it that we love? So it works so well to use that as a backdrop for our Zoom rooms, and it's very fun.
I love that. Is that what you're seeing in your clients' homes too?
Yeah, just the thought of that being part of our home is really fascinating
cool.
to me.
It's crazy,
And it's
right.
just like, it's no big deal. But like what you're saying too, is space is limited. So having those rooms that are multifunctional, that serve as an office or maybe even a spare bedroom for somebody.
Just nooks. I mean, I look now at little corners in a home so differently, and little nooks and crannies, and they're just the most fun spaces and places within our homes that can be the most multidimensional and multifunctional versus a whole big room. It really is a cool opportunity to evaluate home differently, but I predict that our need to have the big, huge open spaces is starting to shift, and we're realizing that having the intimacy of smaller spaces and areas that are a bit segregated from the rest of the home is hugely advantageous, because now that we're working at home, we're playing at home, we're doing everything at home.
More privacy.
We need to have some space.
So we just have another minute. Let's talk real quick about colors. What are you seeing in color trends?
Oh my gosh. Color, is my centerpiece. I love color, and I've been very blessed to travel a great deal of, the world really doing color for clients. And I will say that color is lightening and brightening. We had drifted away from white ceilings or light ceilings and had imbued our ceilings as this opportunity, the fifth wall, and in fact it is, to incorporate a lot of color and richness. Now I'm watching this trend go back to the lightening of ceilings, because it helps to make us feel connected to the outdoors. So colors are going, in just a brief synopsis, into a more clear palette and less moody, a little bit less moody in that way, and just much more clear and vibrant.
Yeah.
And it's really fun to see the changes that are occurring.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Anything else to add on that? Is that what you're saying too, Michael?
Yeah, just the lighter salmon colors that you would never think about in a house as an accent, or that pale yellow, like just the mixes of colors that I would have never seen before.
Very retro,
and I agree
very
with you 100%
50s.
on the wallpaper. Like in certain areas, it does add a lot to
It
homes.
pops.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, both of you, for being here today. It's always a pleasure to be with two of my favorite people.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
likewise. We heard some great tips and trends from Kris Keller, and she definitely knows her stuff and is well known as an expert on color and design. Thanks for joining us on Real Life, and keep coming back for more great real estate talk.